The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. Welcome to the show. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast, second pod of the week. I'm in studio joined by my monsieur. That's French for my sister. What is it?
It's
in
also
Spanish?
French for Mister.
Oh, monsieur.
Monsieur. What is monsieur?
But that's sister.
That's bad pronunciation.
My sister. Yeah, it's
It's
monsieur.
2 words.
I wonder if there was some French
Spelled
playwright
M-O-N.
in the 1700s who made that joke in a play.
Oh my God, you're so right. There definitely is. But yeah, like the when you read the word MONSIEUR, it's monsieur.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bullshit.
That's
No
bullshit.
one needs that. What's the weirdest one in Spanish
there's
where it's like really fucked up pronunciation?
Like
Those little like squiggly lines over
there's
things?
like an umlaut, which is kind of weird.
Oh, really?
Like ARGUELLES is Argüelles.
Argüelles.
So that's but
Argüelles.
everything else is very phonetic.
And what is that? What
pronunciation.
is Argüelles?
That was just a neighborhood in Madrid.
Oh, okay.
So,
I only know Sacacorcha.
Sacacorchos.
Sacacorchos. And that's a screwdriver, corkscrew.
Corkscrew.
Yeah. We're here with Brian too and Noah. I want to give
Hola.
a quick hola. Brian is a showrunner for a new show. Was a showrunner
Oh,
for
right, I
a new
forgot.
special that is coming out. Tim Dillon has a special called "This Is Your Country."
Yes, it's Tim Dillon. This is your country. I totally forgot to plug it on this.
Yeah, well, no need to because it's blowing up. The trailer is fucking going viral like crazy because
Yeah.
it should. It's so good. This is like a send up of a 1990s, early 2000 Jerry Springer type Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake talk show hosted by Tim Dillon. A one-time special where it's like people in a studio audience, kind of like those daytime talk shows used to be, revealing insane things, and it's all like unscripted and the trailer gives you a good example of what it is, but so everyone's so excited about it.
Yeah, the trailer did amazing. It's one of the best performing trailers for a comedy special ever on Netflix. And so everyone's
Wow.
super pumped and excited. And the response
Hell
and
yeah.
the feedback is exactly what I wanted to hear, which is like, basically, why haven't they done this before? Like this is like, that's what you want to hear when you come out with an idea.
Absolutely.
And,
You
I
mean,
hope
why
everyone-
haven't they done it before again?
Right. Why haven't they resurrected this yet? Like, we wanted this. We need this now more than ever.
Why exactly? Why has it taken so long to do this in a new kind of way? Because
Exactly. With a no
With a
offense to Jenny
comedian
Jones, who is a
host.
comedian.
Yeah,
and
Jenny
Jerry
Jones was a
Springer,
comedian.
who was funny.
yeah,
But
and a
like-
mayor.
Yeah, but like Tim Dillon's an actual comedian, and to have
Yes.
an actual comedian host one of these trash talk shows is something that's never been done before.
I can't
and I think
wait.
That's part of it. And also, it's just the perfect vehicle for Tim.
It really is.
Is it a real?
As is
real,
a Range Rover.
Real
I
guest?
could see him in one of those.
Well, like a
or a
Bentley or a-
Lamborghini. Yeah, a Bentley. Like this guy
Bentley.
only does the finest
Or a
things in
Rolls
life.
Royce.
What was your question, Lauren?
Wait, my question is it real guests?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They like scouted
concept.
throughout America trying to find these people and their stories, like the most insane stories and people who are revealing things. And like you get a taste of it on the trailer.
That's right.
There's a
nationwide
furry. There's
casting
definitely a
search.
furry in the trailer.
There is a furry. It's a real furry. That's one of our greatest fears is that despite all of our, how we set this up, that people watch it and they go, it's fake. None of it's real. And it's
Let's
like all
just
of
take a
it's
second
real.
to say that people aren't that good of actors.
Yep.
Like this whole like it's fake thing about reality TV or anything, like just remember that acting's hard, kind of. It's not like
Yeah.
the hardest thing, which I love. David Spade points out in one of his jokes that acting isn't that hard because he's like, didn't a 6-year-old just win an Oscar for Best Actress? Like, he's like, if it's a skill that is like takes so much work, like how are these kids just like winging it and then winning Best Act? Like it's obviously a special skill, but you couldn't find this many people to be this good at acting that you've never heard of before that have
Yeah.
no credits anywhere else.
So true.
Yeah, and some of these people are doing like these aren't easy scenes. Like someone reveals something to you, and you have like a regular person acting would overdo it. They would go over the top. And these reactions are like, you can believe that this is how, like, just like putting your hand on your head and going like, oh my God. Like, these are things that if you were an actor, you wouldn't like, if someone said, I slept with your wife, you know, you wouldn't go like, oh my God. You would go, and if you're acting, you would go like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Like on Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer was like famously the most fake of all of the trash talk shows. And that's why Jerry Springer would start a segment and two midgets would just run out cursing and punching each other in the face.
Yeah, there would be no leading up to it.
The 90s, what they called it.
Yeah, well, that's what they called them back then. And you're just speaking from that time.
I'm just speaking from the time.
Historical
Are you guys fans of talk shows? Did you used to watch them?
I didn't, you know, as soon as I caught on that it was like kind of fake, I did not enjoy it. But I used to really like, you know, Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones, the ones that I pitched to HBO, I think years ago, and it was like a loose pitch. It was like a general meeting, which a general meeting is when you as a talent go in, or like a writer or whatever, you go in to a network and you just like talk about ideas, like really like loose stuff. It's not like an actual pitch, but I did kind of loosely pitch an idea of doing like, there's not an Oprah anymore. Which I think Oprah. I miss Oprah so much, where it was like you would have those fantastical episodes where it's like this guy episodes about hoarders, and it's just like it's kind of like morbid curiosity episodes where like a bunch of women who have been cheated on, and everyone in the audience is the other woman or something, like, you know, there was moments like that. But then there was like Tom Cruise is coming by to you know, talk about his new film, and the whole show is about that samurai movie he did, and you know, whatever it is. And
The Last Samurai.
Yeah, The Last Samurai. That was, I missed a show like that had kind of everything. But the sensationalist, like when Jerry Springer just became kind of a cartoon of itself, I kind of wasn't interested in it.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I always liked Richard Bay for the sensationalism stuff.
Whoa, Richard
you guys
Bay. I've never even heard of it. What is that, like an Irish talk show?
No.
Maybe like regional?
Maybe it was. I don't know. But
Bay.
he had all these like preposterous shows, and that's what I used to watch as a kid. And I think it like really pushed me into going into radio and all that. I think he was maybe a former.
Not only did you watch,
guy.
this was like an inspiration for your life.
I watched Richard Bay, Sally Jesse Raphael.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky
Right.
Lake
know
Show.
Sally Jesse.
Well, even Howard Stern has that air, like has that kind of vibe to it. Dr. Phil definitely did.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, who was the guy before Dr. Phil that wore the glasses?
Phil Donahue?
Yes.
Not a doctor, but also a Phil.
He also looks
He was-
Mr. Phil. Yeah.
He was one of the originators of this format.
He died, I'm guessing, during your production,
Well,
right?
so like literally hours after we wrapped filming.
No way.
What?
We get
Recently,
the
yeah.
announcement that Phil Donahue died, and I took it
That's
as
a
a sign.
That's a sign that your trailer is going to be the #1 watch comedy special trailer of all time on Netflix. That's what that means. That's so exciting. I like the trailer came out last week, and I was with Brian.
I watched it actually. Yeah.
On the eve of it coming out, and Brian was like working with me on something very like we were like really working hard on this thing that we did last Thursday, and you like had to put your like fears about that almost on the back burner, I'm thinking, or they were just there while you were also working this job that had nothing to do with that. Like I kind of felt for you in that moment of like, you have this thing that you're anxious about coming out tomorrow, but you also have this thing that you're anxious about doing tonight that you needs all your focus. Like, was that hard to be pulled in those directions, or were you was it kind of nice that you had a distraction? Because I know you were stressed out.
I was stressed out, but not because of the amount of work or anything like that. Just stressed out about how the thing would be received. But no, I think that day was insane.
That day was
that was an insane day.
I don't even want to talk about that day because it's a day that will we did a thing last week that no one saw, and you know what? Good. Because it's amazing that if you don't tell people to watch something, no one sees it. I did not. I mean, you probably got feedback from people in your life who you told that you
Well,
were
I
writing
told to
for
watch
it.
it ahead of
But
ahead
that's
time.
the only feedback I got too. And I
Yeah.
didn't put it on my socials or even talk about it on this show because I didn't know how it was going to go because the stakes were so high. It was live. It was in a realm that I'm not familiar with. It was
filmed in front of a Russian mob from the 1800s who were ready to depose the Tsar.
We didn't know how it was going to go, but I had a feeling that it was going to be something that we needed to work out the kinks before I advertised it. Like, because there was supposed to be a big announcement of like Nikki Glaser's going to be on this thing, and it was supposed to be the day or a couple days before. It was like you get in our business, like the announcement's almost bigger than the thing. Like I just had an hour-long meeting about the marketing for the Golden Globes. And I honestly said in the meeting, like, this is almost more important than the Globes itself. And they were grateful, I think, to hear that because they acknowledge, like, this is going to play during football games, all the commercials, like, and it's going to get eyes on it. So, and there's no eyes on it unless we kill this, and really nail the tone of this. So when they came to me about this thing last week that we did and we're like, hey, we want to do an announcement beforehand. My whole team was like, let's get a big announcement. This is a big deal. Let's like have a whole extra day of stuff. It's going to come out and then you'll get stuff from that. But like, let's have an extra day of the announcement. And I said, I just have a feeling let's just announce it when it happens. Like that'll be the announcement. And I'm so glad I did that. And I'm not always right when it comes to this stuff. My team is often way more right than I am, but they trusted me on this. And I pushed back and said, I just don't want people to expect perfection out of this. And I think they will if we really like blow it up. Like Nikki's going to be on this thing. So I did it. It aired and like no one saw it. I didn't post about it on socials. We didn't clip it out. And I will say I am proud of it. I couldn't have done anything better. Brian couldn't have done anything better. No one actually could have done anything better. Everything was set up for this to be as good as possible. And it just, it was like the weather turned. It's almost like something you could not plan and no one really could have foreseen happened, and it made it not go great. And that's a good feeling when you can blame anything but anyone. Like it's just like it's no one's fault.
Out of your control.
Yeah, like
no one could have foreseen that the Jets would win, which is partially why that happened.
Right. Okay. So I did a live roast on the Thursday Night Football. If you want to go watch it on Amazon Prime, I know. So Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. If you want to go back and watch last week's episode, which I realized this, Brian, if you weren't watching live, you're not going back and watching an after show.
No one does that.
No
Nobody
one's watching that. No offense to the after show. That's not what it's for. The after show is
they're looking for you. Unless they're like searching.
So people can go back and watch.
But you
now
can see
if
the
you want.
clip. The clip there's clips circulating on the internet afterwards.
Yeah, of
That's
me.
the idea.
Yeah.
There was one like Ryan Fitzpatrick posted a clip.
Oh, he did?
He did, and he said that you were funny.
Oh, that's so nice. I didn't see that. I was kind of like earmuffs or what? Yeah, I was kind of like horse blinders for this because anytime I saw anything with my name on it afterwards, I was like, I didn't nail it in the way I wanted to. And so I don't want to hear anyone's commentary on it because I know anything you'll tell me critical of it. I know I don't need to hear it. And anything I just wanted it to go away. And I'm still proud of it though. The script is hilarious. My performance is perfection for what I was dealing with.
If that was in a comedy club or there was a regular audience there, then people would be like,
yeah,
this is better than the roast of Tom Brady.
Thank you. It was, I really was proud of myself for that, but it was just, there were screaming Jets fans after it. But the Jets fans were only there because production and me included thought having an audience there will be better. So let's keep the fans around after the game. But the fans don't care about the after show. They were focused on getting autographs from Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner. Yes.
No, these weren't just fans. These were fans who were so drunk and crazy that they stayed for a full hour and a half after the game ended to try to get an autograph from Sauce.
Yeah, so I didn't really think about, like, there's just sometimes in TV production and in everything, I think, where like everyone kind of has a blind spot for it, where you're just like, no one even thought like these people will be drunk. They probably won't be able to hear exactly. There's no context for what I'm doing. There's never been like, no one knows to expect a roast after after show.
Yep.
We didn't know players would be milling about behind me, and all these people would. It was 11:30 at night. They've been there since tailgating. They've been there 8 hours.
Yep.
And so there was like a lot of factors that no one even thought. We just thought, oh my God, that'll be a good audience. They weren't.
How naive.
It's okay. I love Jets fans now. I'll always have a place in my heart for them. I'm not mad at them. They were just so happy that they beat the Patriots, which was not expected, right?
Well, not unexpected, but like the Jets never win and they never beat the Patriots.
Good for the Jets.
Yeah. But this year, I think you can say on paper the Jets are a better team than the Patriots. So it wasn't totally unexpected.
Well, the good news is I'll be doing this 4 more times during the NFL season on Thursday Night Football, and just tune in every week because who knows, I might not even announce the next time I'm doing it because I want to nail it and then announce it. But this was pretty nailed. So like besties, you can go check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. It was last Thursday night on the 18th.
I think so.
Yeah, it was the Jets Patriots game. You can't miss it. You can, and I would love for you to. But
it was
or just
19th.
Google it. That's what I did.
Oh, you just Googled it.
Yeah.
Oh, 19th. Thank you, Noah. Yeah, Lauren watched it 3 times. My family's so sweet. They were so supportive, and so like you killed it. And there's like certain people you look to in your life for like confirmation that something is not as bad as you might think it is. And I knew it wasn't bad. I just needed to hear it from the people I trust. Brian is one person I trust so much. When he watched it down and said, your performance was near perfection. When I read that, or Chris read it to me from his text, I was like, yes, like Brian's not going to bullshit.
No.
Even if you're just not going to. You might not say anything.
I was looking at it. I was like, what could have Nikki done? What could she have done to change this a little bit? And I was like, I can't think of anything. Everything
that's
you
really
did
nice.
was correct.
Thank you, God. That's all I've ever wanted.
It's just like you're like playing Baccarat, and it's like you're just losing, and it's like, well, that's why. It's because the game's against you.
Yeah.
So I threw a Baccarat reference in so you'd understand it better.
Bert Bacharach is the only thing I understand. But then my sister had really nice things to say, and then Matt did too, and my parents, and when I don't do well in something, they just go like, "Fun, that was fun." Like you can just get a sense. So it was really nice. But yeah, I'm glad that we get to do it again and try to nail it. And it's like really, like doing live TV, writing a whole script about a game that happened that you can't prepare for. I mean, you can write a little bit about the cities and the players and stuff, but most of the writing happens during the game. It is fucking fun. I was like, we were talking about maybe we turn this into something else. Maybe it's not a speed roast or whatever it is. And I was like, no, it was so fun. Like, it felt like I was working in an emergency room during COVID. Like it felt like high stakes, high pressure.
Triage.
It was triage. It was a triage unit in this, like in the stadium. We're sitting there like within a room in the whole production with the whole production team of Thursday Night Football, who are all amazing people and so friendly and so nice and so like supportive of what we want to do. And
cat, spoon, pickle.
I mean,
these are all names of words I just taught my niece.
Wait, Pickle is the guy's name?
Yeah, Pickle.
Nuh-uh.
There's Spoon, there's Pickle, there's Sin, there's Cat.
Who's Sin?
There's Ross.
You mean Cynthia? Oh, yeah. You guys were on such a...
We were tight. I called her Sin. She asked me to call her Sin.
You buddied up right away because you had to. Sin was the one that was transcribing the script into the teleprompter and making sure everything was... I mean, it is but it's crazy. We're like writing jokes that I'm going to say in like 45 minutes.
That's right. And nowhere to test it.
Nowhere to test it. We're just like, is this funny? Like there was one joke. Oh, we were trying to come up with like, okay, Tony Gonzalez is one of the guys on the panel. And
is he the one that looks like a genie?
Yes. Okay, we said he was a genie. Yes. Yeah. Okay. He is so hot, so awesome, so nice. He like came back and talked to us. So endearing. Loved him so much. And we were trying to think of like who jerks off to him, because I was like, he looks like someone like moms take long baths to, and that's what ended up being the joke, is like, you're the kind of guy that my mom thinks about when she takes one of her long baths. And then we said that he looks like a genie that can only be summoned if you rub the crotch of a sensible Talbot's pantsuit. And so it just such a ridiculous joke. I mean, that one was so out there. But then we were debating like, because then we were like, wait, what do we really want to, like, these are the conversations we're having backstage. When there's like, it's crunch time. I'm like, but like, who's jerking off to Tony? We know it's like a housewife. We know it's like like we like the idea of it's my mom, but like, can we be more specific about who that is? And then we're like, it's like, and then at one point I'm like, I think like it's like undecided voters jerk off to him. And we all really liked that, but we were like, but how do we get there? Like, we know how to get there because we already set up my mom. Like, it's interesting because you're like, you're brainstorming about a joke and you all like you hit that lily pad because you've taken the other lily pads there. And sometimes you will hit a joke like undecided voter and you'll go, okay, let's just put that in. That doesn't work unless you set up all the things that led to us saying undecided voter in the room.
Yeah, it's like you had to be there. It's like you had to see all the steps that we took us to get to undecided voter.
So it's like there's nowhere to test it out, and we all laugh and we're like, "That's so funny. That's so exactly it." But then it's like, no, we got to get them there, and I don't think we can get them there. Maybe let's save it for Let's save it for the podcast. But there's just like there were so many. I would love to read.
Joke. My favorite joke was cut.
Joke?
It was.
Oh my
cut.
God, what was it? Okay, let's go to break and come back with your favorite joke. Okay, we'll be back after this. All right, we're back. We're talking about the last week's jokes that didn't make it. What was your favorite?
My favorite joke was between Boeing, Epstein, and the football team. It's been a rough decade for Jets.
So, okay, that joke didn't make it because of we had to take out one of the things. Okay, I'm not going to say which one, and it's not the one you're thinking, honestly. So we had to.
The CEO of Amazon wouldn't let us make fun of the Jets.
Yeah, exactly. So they're, because of, these are two very protected brands that we...
Yes, Epstein and...
that we admire and honor. They wouldn't let us say one of the things of those, like between Boeing, Epstein, between Boeing and Epstein, it's been a rough year for and New York. Wait, what was it again?
It's been a rough decade for Jets.
Okay, yes. Well, so we had to take out one, but then the joke wouldn't. So we were like, okay, let's just say between Epstein and New York, it's been a rough year for the Jets. And it was like, no, it doesn't work without both Boeing and Epstein, or you can't just do it with Boeing. You can't just do it with Epstein. So you like lose a whole good joke. Yeah. Not enough proof for the payoff. Yeah. There was one reference to Diddy's freak-offs.
Yeah.
That got cut. There was that I really liked. It was like, at one point, like one of the guys was running and he grabbed him and it looked like he was like pulling his thong out.
Yes.
Like it was like stretched out. And I made a joke that like I haven't seen a stretch that big since I told Leonardo DiCaprio I was 25 or something. And that was written last second. Like literally that was written 3 seconds before. It was like, we have to send the script. And someone just said it. We were like, put it in. And but before that it was like, this is the same style. This is the same method that Diddy uses to get people when they're trying to escape his freak-offs. Oh my God. And like we all knew that joke with what comes out from these freak-offs would come back to like haunt us. Like right now the freak-offs are kind of like a funny thing to make fun of because we're like all these 1,000 bottles of lube and like the IV bags afterwards because these people are fucking so hard. But we don't know the details yet, and when the details come out, it will be not funny to make fun of these freak-offs anymore. Like I just know that like once we hear from victims, like it's not gonna be like we can make fun of it now. So it's interesting to know when more information is revealed that a joke will not work. And thank God for the NFL and Amazon, who vetoed that joke. Thank you for doing that and saving me having to explain myself in 6 months when the depositions come out, because that would not age well. Diddy joke following the age well joke. Okay.
There were so many jokes. I'm looking at the pitch doc now. Like there's hundreds of jokes that we didn't use. I mean, not all are good, obviously, but there's a bunch of ones that are good that we didn't get to use and we'll never get to use. Because we're not going to see the Patriots and the Jets again, and we're not going to see these players again. And so they're just gone.
And Aaron Rodgers, it was great having him in the game because he is culturally widely known. Even I know him, and before Travis Kelce didn't follow football at all. And didn't we say at one point he looks like a I don't even want to be mean, but he looks older than he is. He looks like a wise old tree or something.
Oh yeah, that was.
Which I couldn't use because it almost felt racist, even though he's white. Like I didn't even know what to make of that, but it did hit me hard.
Yeah. God, that one we even put in the
What do you call him, Bro Rogan?
script graveyard.
Oh yeah, we called him Throw Rogan. Throw Rogan was a great one, bro. Yeah, and then there was one about what didn't make it that we could probably use again, and who cares because the overlap between people who listen to this podcast and people who watch that is not too much, and it's fine. Is the thing about the helmet, the
Guardian helmet?
The Guardian helmet. Okay, so one of the players is wearing a Guardian helmet, which is like a safer helmet. It has like extra padding, and he looks like the Epcot Center ball. Like it's like just a bigger ball around their head. And the only reason not everyone wears it is because it looks dumb.
Yeah.
And it also kind of looks like a condom. Like it's kind of like a put on, like you strap it around your helmet, so it looks like it's like a cap, and it's called the Guardian cap. But we said it sounds like maybe players aren't wearing the Guardian cap because of the branding of it. Why don't you rename it? Guardian cap sounds like something you win after you like at Bible camp because you read the most Bible. Like it was something about that.
You read the Bible the quickest or something.
Yeah. And then there were some good jokes about that Guardian cap. So we'll use that again.
Those.
If there's even one player that uses it as well. It's just so funny to me that there's something that could make the sport way safer, but they don't wear it because they might look kind of gay.
It's ridiculous.
It's really funny to me. But does it get in the way of playing at all? Like, is there another reason they're not all wearing it?
There might be some people who say, it's on the margins, but it slightly affects my speed or something like that.
Sure. But doesn't a little towel hanging off your waist also affect your speed? Like, there's a lot of little things flying
that's
around.
Cool, isn't it? It's so cool to take off the towel and throw it behind you.
So much about their braids when they have dreads hanging out. I'm like, oh my god, do they get? Because as someone who has hair,
I said brains at first. I was like, yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah, no, their braids when they're hanging out and like
Get
even
those
like
braids
George Kittle with like long hair, who I said I looked like put up your hair. I'm so scared of your hair getting ripped out, but I guess guys just like don't care. Because I asked Chris, I was like, is there ever a dread that's like pulled out? And he's like, oh yeah, it happens a lot. I'm like, no, that would hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like so much hair in one dread.
Also, players who have dreads, their helmets fall off a lot easier, I've noticed.
Oh.
Yeah, because the dreads are so big that like the helmet can't stay on.
Okay.
But I got to imagine, in a way, the dreads are kind of like a Guardian helmet on the inside.
Oh, I would think it would be a lot more padding because, that's a really good point.
They should do a study.
So if they invert the padding, wouldn't that just be more safe? And then they could just do the regular shell of the helmet?
What they should do is they should take a helmet and then just put dreads on the outside.
There we go.
So then it's cool and safe.
It's like those ski helmets that used to have like they have like stuff coming off, like almost like what's his name from Simpsons? Noah?
Sideshow Bob.
Thank you. Lauren, did you know that in football only all the offense or only all the defense were on the field at the same time? Like for one team.
Yeah.
You knew that like if the team was on like a team on the field, it's only all of the offense, like offense and defense aren't ever on the same
Oh no, I did not know that.
I didn't know it
At
either.
all.
Because why would we? Because basketball has both. Soccer
Hockey.
has both. Hockey has both.
Every other sport seems to have both.
They don't have
And
both.
it would make sense that a game has offense and defense playing against each other.
Someone told me that that's why Donna Kelsey, when her sons were both playing against each other, she said, "Who are you rooting for?" And she said, "The offense," because they're never on the same. So it was some bestie explained that to me, but I didn't know that, and I felt real dumb. But I had a feeling you didn't either.
Well, good call.
We have the same gaps in knowledge. Lauren,
So other good news about the Jets game is that it was a blowout, and so the viewership dipped precipitously by the end of the game, and so therefore very few people saw the post game as compared to previous weeks when it's close or there's a controversy.
When there's a blowout, okay. And what is a blowout? I mean, what were we looking at halftime? What was the score?
Halftime score, it was probably like 14, 17
Noah,
point
are
difference.
you smirking because you're thinking about blowouts like when Toby shits down her back? Like baby
Busted.
Wow.
I saw that smirk too. I was like, she's thinking about over there.
There's definitely someone's thinking about shit just squirting out of the back of a diaper. Oh, baby blowouts. Okay, so wait, so a blowout What was the
this
score at
game,
halftime? Sorry.
It was 14-3 at halftime, and then they scored early again in the third quarter. So then it was 21-3. And on top of that, the Patriots offense looked terrible. Like they weren't doing anything. So
okay. So it just the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm thinking, this I would stay watching because I'm like the Patriot. They could come back and it could be an amazing game if they come back. But that's just so unlikely.
I mean, if it was Tom Brady's Patriots, then that could easily happen.
Because he was like always in the fourth quarter would kind of like turn things around, right? He's famous for that.
But this was Jacoby Brissett, who is a good guy, but he's a backup. Guy. He really is. But he's like a backup quarterback. He's a journeyman, and they had this other quarterback, Drake May, in the wings, who came in the fourth quarter, and he was fine.
Wait, you know who I saw, who I'm obsessed with, that we saw walking in? And I forget his name, and I'm
Joe Tittman?
Sorry. Yeah, Joe. It was Joe. No, not him. The guy who said he was doing a press conference, and he sneezed, and he goes, "Bless you, thank you." He blessed himself and thanked himself. And ever since I've seen it, I do it every single time I sneeze. I say, "Bless you, thank you" to myself.
It's like a mantra.
Because of him. And then I saw him and was like, oh my God, like he's bless you, thank you. And I almost got scared saying it because I thought he might know that I was talking about him. But have you ever seen that meme, Lauren? Of the guy? Oh my God, it's so cute. Because he doesn't even know he's saying it. Like it's kind of, I don't know if it was memed, but it was clipped and it's like, it was everywhere for a while of just like him just going like, bless you. Thank you. So yeah, me and the boys, like, and he gets right back into it, but he doesn't even know. He's not trying to be funny. He just.
It's Quinnen Williams.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Who's a
yeah.
lineman
Can you
on the
play
Jets.
it? Can you play it? It's so adorable.
The dedication and different character things. Listen, thank you that I got here. So
He's so adorable. I love him so much. Oh God. I went over to Lauren's house yesterday, had some time off, and I approached the door and I just heard screaming inside, like screaming and crying. And I walked and I, rang the doorbell, and I think your doorbell doesn't work. And then I knocked and then you answered and I go, oh my God, is this a bad time? And you were like, why? And I'm like, because there's screaming, crying. And she goes, oh no, this is just what it is. And I just loved that moment so much. You were like, no, what? Like you didn't even hear it.
Why would you expect anything different over here?
It was like, you were so used to it. And Forrest was crying and Arlo was just under a blanket, not coming out. I didn't know what child was under there. It was just, there's a lot going on over there. But the kids are back at school right now.
They are, yeah.
That's so nice.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. Just have a little breather to myself.
It's not long enough of a breather. What is it, like 8 to 2, 9 to 3?
It's not. Well, the youngest one is 9. The other kids are 7:30, and then till 5 because they're in aftercare.
Oh, well, that's great. That's a good break.
Hell yeah.
It's really nice.
You got
3 just comes up way too fast.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I used to get out of school at 2:19. My parents were devastated. Yeah.
Do you think we screamed a lot as kids, or is it a boy thing, you think?
Oh, Poppy screams more than the boys.
Really?
Wow.
But were we screaming a lot? We had to have been.
I think we were. I don't think kids understand how loud they can be.
No, they don't. They don't. And kids are cool because they put up with a lot of loudness. Like Arlo was watching TV and we were having a full-blown conversation as he was trying to watch his favorite TV show. And then at one point he was like, you guys are talking a little too loud. And I was like, you're so right. This is so rude. You're trying to watch a show and we're just like talking over you.
Yeah, their tolerance for noise.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if we did. We can't really talk about our childhood anymore on this podcast because we have sneaky listeners who are listening.
With intel that is like
what we have people
informing our parents of what we're saying.
They're
telling
people,
on you.
Yes. They're my mom's quote unquote friends are listening to the podcast and then telling her, you don't want to listen to today's podcast. Lauren and Nikki really went hard on you. And so then we find out that my mom's upset about something she doesn't even know, she hasn't even heard, but someone's listening. And I just gotta say, if you're listening, lady, I don't even know who you are. I don't know what friend this is.
I don't know either.
But I think your intentions are wrong. I think you're listening to this podcast to find things to then say to my mom because you're jealous. You're jealous that her daughters are having fun and that they're successful in what they do and they're good kids. And you need to find some way to make what Julie Glaser has with her kids bad because you're jealous of it. And that's just my take. Because why else would you else would you say to your friend that her daughters are talking shit about her? Like, that is so rude. Even if we were, which we weren't. We love our mom so much. We were just complaining in a natural, easy, average way that you complain about your parents.
With your sibling, yeah.
With your sibling on air on a podcast, just like you do. And
Publicly dismantling your own mother.
But
for all the world to see.
Rat out, like, that is so uncool. I know it's like new to you, person who listened, that like you probably never had a friend whose daughters are talking about her on a podcast. But
also it was embellished, I think, what was told. But yeah, Dad was like, "You said some bad things about Mom," and I was like, "What?"
And I'm like, I really was like, why would someone do that?
He couldn't even relay it. So
I know. I just think you're not a good friend. You're not looking out for my mom. If you were, you would not tell her things that might upset her, or like, she has a great relationship with her daughters.
Perhaps he's doing it to curry favor with, and be like, look, I'm on your side. I'm telling you these secrets.
Which there would be no sides if Mom didn't know we were saying anything, because Mom doesn't listen to the podcast. So,
but then she doesn't get favor. She doesn't get to, if she doesn't tell.
Once an informant. On the other side.
No, I just think, and I've been guilty of it too. I want to upset someone when I'm jealous of their life. A weaker version of myself when I'm jealous of their life, and they seem to have a thing that they have I'm sure, like, Mom's life is enviable. She gets to go to the Emmys. She gets to like have a famous daughter. Like, that could be in some circles
ride in a
enviable.
Boat down the Mississippi River.
Exactly. She gets to go on a podcast. She gets to go on a boat down the Mississippi River begrudgingly because her husband doesn't hear her when she says she doesn't want to. And she gets 20% off that excursion. Yeah.
Yesterday, okay.
But I could just see a world in which if I was jealous of someone and my kids weren't doing as well, or maybe I didn't have as splashy of a family, and that was a thing that was maybe important to me and I envied, I would then try to listen to find some evidence for why, I'm glad I don't have this, because at least my kids aren't on a podcast.
It's so
talking
sad
about me.
that people have, and not saying that this is your mom, but people have these people in their lives and they're considered friends.
It's crazy. Like, when I hear people talking shit about my friends, I do not tell my friends about it. And it's happened to me before, but like, I know that there's like, I'm sorry, I was looking out for my friend. Were you really gonna like be are you just trying to stir up drama?
Yeah, you're just making them feel bad about themselves by telling them.
I don't want to know anything bad that's being said about me, literally ever. I'm gonna put that out there to any bestie, anything you read about me where you're like, they got you wrong. You defend me on your own time. Do not tell me about it. I don't want to know, because ignorance is fucking bliss.
Mm-hmm. Ignorance is bliss, and also, when people talk shit, I think most people don't even really care about the subject of their ire. I think they just want to release some bitterness into the world because they feel bitter. It doesn't have anything to do with the person. So
misery loves
you
company.
taking that trash talk and delivering it to the subject is a total waste of time, because not only does it make your friend feel bad, but the person who said it probably doesn't even really mean it.
Yes. And it's, because anyone
caught him at a bad moment.
Even me and Lauren talking trash about my mom on the podcast was probably from a place of us feeling insecure about something and needing to like blame something that's going on wrong in our lives on our childhood, and being like, that's why we're like this thing that I don't like about myself. I'm going to blame my mom for yelling at me when I was a kid once. Like, it all comes from a dumb place. I actually just found the TikTok. It showed up for me again, or the reel. That like really was helping me for so long, and still does when I remember. It was about it was just some manifestation girl talking about, what if you let everyone off the hook for everything?
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
I saw it again, and I was like, I needed this reminder so much. It's so good.
Yes.
Because when you're complaining about something, you're giving it energy to keep going. And like it fuels the thing that's irritating you to like when you complain about it. Although I love complaining and I love talking shit, and it is a way to connect with people. It is a way to like forge friendships, and those friendships are based on bullshit, but it's still sometimes.
No, I mean, me and
you
Rob,
got nothing else.
My best friend Rob, who will talk about anything. Like one of our favorite things to do is to talk shit, and that's a real friendship. And
Same thing with me and my best friend Rob.
Yeah.
We always talk shit.
Aw.
sometimes you're just like,
I
you
want a
know,
best
you
friend,
just want to
Rob.
like shit on someone who's succeeding because whatever you feel like you deserve X, Y, Z, and just you just need to get it out.
Whenever there's someone in comedy that's being talked about a lot and shit on a lot, like we all know the names, Brian.
Oh yeah.
It's those people have been around for so long. No one's talking shit about them until they start becoming famous.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is 100% fueled from a jealousy place, or it could be like a frustration with the world. Why is this person being uplifted that doesn't deserve it? And it's like bad for humanity, I guess. But generally, we're fucking jealous, and people need just to admit when they're jealous. I think it's really embarrassing. My mom, I bet my mom would be so mad. You said that my friend was jealous that I have a famous daughter. That's rude. But she probably is. I totally would be if I had a daughter that wasn't doing much, and then I or like someone who was dating the guy who's dealing weed, and just and is getting a new tattoo every month. And that's my daughter I'm dealing with borrowing money from me. And then I'm looking at my friend. I'm not even talking about someone specifically. I'm just imagining. And then I'm looking at my friend who has a daughter that's like seems to be happy and thriving, which I'm not all the time. You don't know the whole story. It's probably why you listen to the podcast, to get evidence that I'm not doing that well. But you try to find evidence for why that's not a good life.
Yeah.
And that's why I've said it before, that's why shaming people for cringe things is a thing, because you're jealous that you aren't going to be that free with yourself. And so when someone's really free doing something that's like, ew, that's cringe, you need to create evidence for why you don't do that.
Yes.
And the evidence you're creating is you making fun of it. And so you go, oh, if I do that, people will make fun of it because I'm making fun of this. So you create the own evidence to keep perpetuating you being ashamed of yourself and being too scared to actually like put yourself out there and take a chance.
That is exactly right. You know what? That's the second like difficult concept to speak about that you've said in the last few weeks. I think you also very clearly explained why undecided voters are undecided voters. And this is the second time I'm like, yes, you put into words this feeling I had about why people do something.
Well, because I had to ask myself, I'm like, why am I saying things are cringe? Why am I like sending Anya like a video of a girl that I'm kind of jealous of if I really examine it and go like, ew, this is such a bad look. It's not because I want to do what that girl's doing. It might be a bad look. It might be a totally terrible take and a bad joke and she looks stupid. But I do really envy her ability to post it and to not give a fuck that people might be sharing it and making fun of her behind her back. Maybe she doesn't care because she doesn't even think people are doing that. Maybe she's just stupid and thinks what she did is cool. Then I envy that.
Sure.
And I think that cringe just keeps us in a place of stagnation and like not trying new things that might make us look stupid. And so kind of catch yourself when you're calling something cringe, and let's try not to call things out that much that are, because it's just, everyone's just trying to get by.
Yeah. And cringe is such like a high school sentiment anyway. Like if you're if you're 25 and above, cringe is over.
It should be.
Can you
I
imagine,
feel like it just is making a comeback.
I know.
Everything's,
The
like,
word
cringe.
definitely is.
Yeah. Cringe. Cringe is cringe.
Yeah.
Cringe is a cringe thing to say. If someone says cringe, that is cringe.
Even
So cringe.
Even people, they're just trying to be loved. And we talked about it before, but seriously, don't be cuh. We'll be right back after this.
So I have a connection to, I sent you this picture over the weekend, a text picture of podcast favorite Rodney Thomas II.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was. So
you were at a game this weekend.
Yeah, not to bring it back to football, but this is related to the podcast. Me and Allie, my wife, went to Indiana after the Thursday night football game to go see the Colts versus the Bears because I'm a Colts fan and she's a Bears fan.
Fun.
They only play each other once every like 4 or 5 years. So
Oh my
we had to
God.
go. Yeah.
Who won?
The Colts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
it was
for you.
it was a good game. But because it's Colts versus Bears, it only happens once every 5 years. We got like tickets in like the second row. And it was like the most unbelievable. It was so cool to be that close. I couldn't believe how like these guys were so close. And then I saw Rodney Thomas.
Did
who
you
was
call
on,
for him? Did you?
I called out
scream
for
his
him,
name?
but he didn't respond. He didn't play that much either. But yeah, because Rodney Thomas we interviewed on the Super Bowl Radio Row podcast.
That's
and there he
right.
was on the sideline.
Oh my God, he was
there.
great. That's so fun.
So one of my goals throughout the game was to actually have an interaction with one of the players.
Yeah.
And I succeeded.
Who?
You
could say any names.
Because Chicago is so close to Indianapolis, there was a lot of Bears fans in the audience. Like I would say it was like 50-50.
That's fun.
Yeah. And so when during certain times in the game, you might have like cheers or boos for your team. And when you're the home team, you expect the Colts, the home team to get those cheers and boos. But in this instance, like the Bears were getting all these cheers and the Colts players on the sideline were like turning around, like looking at the audience, like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is our stadium and all these Bears fans are here cheering for the Bears and booing for us.
Oh, yeah.
So then I saw specifically Tyquan Lewis, who's a defensive player on the Colts. I saw that he was particularly upset, and it seemed like he wanted to talk to somebody about it. So
I saw you're in.
So I was like, all right, I'm having in here. So I went, I said, hey, Tyquan, go out there and shut these Bears fans up.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he went, there's too fucking many of them. And then he went out in the field.
Yes. He did need a connection. He did need to feel validated.
Yeah. It was so cool. And I looked around.
And you know for a fact, if you asked him about that guy today, he would remember that guy.
That's right. And then I started floating into the air. I was so happy. I went up in the sky.
That's so fun. That's
I
like
was
when Dave
flying.
Matthews waved to me when I was in the 16th row in 2001. And I swore he waved to me, and it feels so good to get a wave.
Yeah.
Because everyone was leaving the place, and he kind of was on the side of the stage still waving to people. And I was just like on top of my chair, and I just saw him kind of like to me. And it was just miraculous. I mean, nothing like that because you actually interacted. That's so cool.
I felt so cool.
Lauren, did you ever interact with anyone that you went to go see?
I don't think so.
Did you go backstage with like Gavin DeGraw or something?
I met him after the show.
Yeah, like how did that happen?
He was just like outside, like signing.
Really?
Yeah. This was when he was like,
I
not
don't
very
want to
popular.
be anything. No, this was when he was a big deal.
Oh. I guess.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Anything
Gavin
else?
DeGraw.
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be me. Yeah. And then he had like a couple great hits.
I thought Gavin DeGraw was like a country singer.
No, he's not. What was I just gonna say? Fuck. Oh, I wanted to get your read on the smell I'm wearing.
Oh, no, the smell.
Oh, I haven't noticed it.
You haven't? I didn't douse. I just did one spritz. It's
need to
Taylor
give
Swift's new perfume.
Can I get a smell of it?
Yeah. You want to just come smell my body?
Here it is. She's smelling Nikki's.
You smell really
neck.
good. Yeah, you like it? Mom said Taylor would never wear that.
Mm.
It's subtle.
Yeah.
It's florally. It's not.
Oh,
overpowering.
floral.
Okay, good.
I don't know if
Thank
she's
you.
smelling the
I like
right
it.
thing because we described it as sandalwood yesterday.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He doesn't like it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just your hair, Nikki.
Oh, it
wash
could
your
be.
hair?
I did just put on like a hair oil. Oh, I'm doing a TikTok right now where I'm going through everything that I own that is a Taylor Swift purchase, not a Taylor Swift merchandise, but like things that she owns that I've bought. And it's a lot of stuff. And I just sprayed it for the video. And I will say that I just did get a lot of new Taylor Swift merch as I was talking about on the pod a couple weeks ago. It arrived and there's like 8 things. And it's so funny because 2 weeks ago when I was in LA with Emily, she was like, hey, why don't we try 1 week no Taylor Swift merchandise, like not wearing us. And I was like, well, I've got some bad news for you because I just ordered like 8 new sweatshirts. She was like, Nikki, my God. And she's trying to break me of wearing the merchandise.
Not gonna happen.
And she got in my head about flares. She was like, no more flares. She had a couple notes on my wardrobe.
Is that why you just gave me some flares?
Yes, I got rid of one of them because I think they're still cute, but I'm just like, when one person gets in your head about something, it's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm out.
Stylist saying none of that.
Well, I still have my black flares, but she didn't say green. I just gave you the green ones.
What are
I already
flares?
did. Was like flared leggings.
Okay.
Final thought. Yeah, flared leggings, not in anymore. Apparently, this is what you're supposed to do with your leggings. And I told her, I will not be doing this. I said, Emily, I'm not in my 20s. Like, it's ridiculous for a 40-year-old woman to dress like this. But she was like, what you need is, she was like, joggers. And I was like, okay, how do you wear joggers? She was like, I don't want to see your ankle ever exposed. She was like, you should never have your ankle exposed. You're Nikki Glaser. And I was like, wait. And she zoomed in on a picture she had of me and my ankle. She was like, we never want to see this part of you.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't insulting. She was being funny. She was like, this is not fashion. Like, this is, you don't need, you're above this look right now. And she was right. Like, they were some high water. Like, it was like a bodysuit thing I was wearing. It was not good. But it was my, like, airport attire. But she has a good point of, like, at the airport, she didn't say this, but at the airport, you are seen, like, more than ever. Like, you're seen by, like, lots of people.
Yeah, lots of TMZ pictures of people are at the airport.
That's a good point. So she was like, you have to wear joggers. And then she was like, and then you get socks. This is what blew my mind. You put your socks over the jogger.
Damn.
Did you hear
Like
me?
the 80s.
You tuck your jogger into the sock. And I said, I will not be doing that. That is too intentional. That is too me trying to do like to act like I'm fucking Tate McRae or something. I can't, I'm not Addison Rae or Madison Beer or any of these. I can't be 20 something. Like you might see an ankle. I'll wear a jogger, but I can't tuck my jogger in. Have you heard of this trend?
I've seen it, but
in high school students?
I don't think I saw that in high school students, but just like the tube socks.
Yes, but tucking your pants into them?
Well, what else are you going to do with them?
Put the sock
I
up and then
understand
put the pant over it.
That looks
that's how
worse.
it's designed.
Yeah, I feel like that would look worse.
Wait, what do you mean that would look worse? That is the natural. Like your sock is a tight thing. Your pant is like a less tight thing. It should go on top with the sock. Your sock is like going to be
The
bunched
sock
up. You're
on the
tucking
outside elongates the ankle. The sock on the inside shortens it.
But you're like tucking in your pants into the sock. Like
Tucking
it just.
your
I'm not
pants
saying I
into
agree
a
with
sock
it.
is
It's a
unnatural.
sensation that you don't
It's
like.
unnatural. It doesn't. It
It's
makes my skin
ungodly and it
crawl.
should be banned.
It's not good. But I will be trying it. I'm trying to think of other things she told me. Oh, she said. Oh, I think I said this last week, but she's making me get a new backpack.
What?
Wait, who
or
is
she
this
said
person?
no more backpacks. This is Emily, my social media girl.
Oh, Gen Z M?
Yeah, Gen Z M.
Yeah.
So Gen Z M told, that's great. Thank you. We now have a name for her that I don't have to say. Social media manager. Gen Z M told me, and Nikki, no more backpack. And I'm like, but backpacks are great. And she was like, well, just not your backpacks. And she's right. They are like dirty and brown and they look like they've always been gifted to me. I've never like picked out a backpack that was like intentionally stylish. But she wants me to get a Go-Yard bag and they're literally $3,000. And I am not buying a $3,000 tote. I just can't.
It's not a backpack.
It's a big tote bag. And then I just saw a fucking thing on Instagram that's from like New York Magazine or some kind of like culture, like The Cut or something, fashion magazine that said on the runway, big tote bags are out. So I was about to drop $3,000 on something that's gonna be out in like a couple months.
I mean, it sucks being you because you are like in the spotlight. People are gonna judge you by what you wear. But it's just like you can't follow fashion. It's impossible. It's a bunch of assholes making up bullshit in some tower in France, and we have to follow what they say.
I can't follow it.
Every 5 minutes they come up with a new rule. It's impossible. It's like a dog being tortured in that experiment.
What
There's just
happened
no
to
right answer.
liking like fashion is like whatever you're comfortable in. Like if you like it, then it's good. Like there are some people that go off of that rule, and I like Taylor Swift merchandise. And there are some things that are comfortable that I hate and I look like shit in, and I'll give that to you, but I just
Well, you would think if you just
I don't-
follow
I
Taylor
wanna be
Swift, you'd be
comfortable.
correct because
well, she
she's
doesn't wear her own
fashionable.
merch though.
Oh,
is
well,
the
what about this?
problem.
You're buying clothes that she wears.
Yeah, that is. I do stand by that. And every piece of clothing I wear that she wears, I never doubt its coolness.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I am just. It really is. It's tough out there to be stylish. Lauren, I brought over a trunk of clothing to Lauren yesterday, and she walks in today, and 2 pieces of it, she put together an outfit that I could have never put together in a million years. That's why I gave you those 2 things, is because I'm like, I don't even know what to do with these 2 things. And you put together this Abercrombie. What's the button up shirt, oversized button up with these nice shorts, designer shorts that I got that are like denim shorts. And it's so cute.
Well, thanks.
But you're just good at putting things together.
I feel like
fashion-wise.
this is so basic.
It is. And that's
But you make it
sometimes
look
the
good.
simplest thing is like so confusing to me. I could not do it.
I think you always look so great.
That's really nice of you. I'm beginning to trust your judgment or untrust your judgment. But
Do you put your stage wear together, or do you have someone styling you when you're on
I
tour?
put my stage wear together. And that's
I
easy
mean-
because that's easy because let me tell you why. Get a white boot, get a white booty, get a pair of black booties, and then just get a dress. Dresses are already styled for you. There's no top, there's no bottom, there's
Yeah.
no jacket. You're just in a fucking dress. And so to fuck up a dress, you have to really do something bad
wrong
with jewelry
shoes.
or shoes. Shoes can be tough, but like if you do like a white booty, you're kind of good to go for a lot of stuff. And then like a black like pump, and you're kind of in the clear. But that's why I like dressing for stage, because it's, first of all, it's far away, so the audience can't really see it, and you can go a little bit crazier because it's on stage, and because it's a dress. When a woman's wearing a dress, it doesn't always mean she's trying to dress up. It might mean she's lazy as fuck, because it is a full outfit in one thing that you don't have to think about too much. Do you
Sure.
agree, Noah?
That's true.
But people, when you wear dresses, they're always like, "Ooh, someone's dressing
I
up."
hate-
It's like,
I hate
no,
that.
I hate it too.
Yeah.
It discourages women from wearing dresses.
Yes,
Men
it does.
and women who are jealous of women wearing dresses. Stop saying "Oh, you look fancy." You're either boring and you have nothing interesting to say,
Yeah.
or you're jealous that a girl's wearing a dress and you are ashamed of your legs or something. So just don't be ashamed of your legs and wear a dress too. You can wear a dress too, bitch. Stop
Yeah.
making people feel like they're overdressed or going, "Oh, someone's fancy." It is shaming. It's not nice, and no one feels good after hearing that ever.
If you've got nothing to say, just say it's pretty cold outside and be done with it.
It's so true. It is. That'll serve you for the next few months. It's pretty cold outside.
Yeah.
In
It's
most
getting
places.
cold, yeah.
It's getting cold. The weather's been weird. That will last you forever.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you can always say the weather. I mean, especially these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just tried and true. This weekend I'm going to Vegas. I'll be there with David Spade. Mom and Dad are coming out for one night. Hala's going to be there, I think, with her parents for one
fun.
night. And also Tim, Chris's brother, is opening those shows over the weekend. It's going to be a lot of family hang, which will be good.
Wait, you said you're saying Dave?
David
I'm sorry.
Spade.
Oh, David Spade. Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
So he'll be there.
I thought you meant Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
But but I was
Who's
so
playing at the Sphere? Maybe you could catch a show.
Oh, I would go see.
Is he?
No,
Oh.
No, Matthews wouldn't be playing at the Sphere.
There's
Maybe someday
a
it'll be
rumor
awesome.
going around that Vegas rumor that maybe Lady Gaga is going to do the Sphere.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would die. She would kill it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go see that show. But I wouldn't. The Sphere show that I saw during the day, I did recommend Hala go see that with her parents, because she's like, "Look at this dumb thing my mom and dad want to go see," and I go, "Actually." She was like, "I'd much rather don't go to the Sphere unless you're going to go see a concert." And I was like, "Have you ever heard my podcast? Do not go to the Sphere for a concert. Go for that exact show." The I forget who made it. That director, Darren
Aronofsky?
Yeah. That it was so good. Go see that in Vegas. It's during the day. It won't take up your whole life, and the
It's like
screens are
45
amazing.
minutes, plenty of time
Yeah.
to get back to the tables.
It's awesome. And then I'm going to, I think we'll be in LA next week, so that'll be fun to do the show.
We're going to be together.
That's right. Noah, you're going to be there. What are you
Aw.
doing there?
I'm just there visiting family.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Is your babe coming?
baby's coming, other baby's
so
coming.
fun. Oh my God. Will we get to meet her?
Yeah, as long as you have time, because your schedule is the one that's really busy.
It's a little packed, but it's not too
But
bad
but
on Monday.
We'll come bring her to you.
Yeah, we'll do baby's
that'd be so
first
fun.
Erewhon.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Noah and I went to Erewhon one time. Have you ever been to Erewhon, Lauren? You know about it though.
Fun game to play at Erewhon.
What?
How much does
is
this
this?
cost? Yeah. I go
For
around.
like a loose bag of kale.
Yeah, no, there are some things. If you really want the full Erewhon experience, well, first of all, Erewhon is great for people watching, but you have to go to specific ones. Like there's one in Culver City now, and it's normal people. But if you go to the one in like West Hollywood, that Erewhon is like, if you want to see some cringe influencers who are all
really?
trying too hard with their hats or whatever they do, go to Erewhon.
Well, they're all there to get the Hailey Bieber smoothie.
Oh.
That's like $46 or something. No,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm not a smoothie gal. Are you?
Yeah, I like smoothies, but
I think I just saw one article that was like they're just sugar bombs, and I have never been able to do it again. So much
they
is
don't
Well-
keep me
ruined.
full is the problem.
Oh
'Cause it's
yeah.
just
Well, it depends what you put in it. If you make like a green smoothie with, I have a smoothie every morning.
Yeah,
I get,
okay,
I see that it is sugar bombs if you put too much fruit in it.
Yeah, like Jamba Juice I used to get all the time. It's like
Oh yeah, that's just sugar.
Oh, that's
too much
just
sugar.
milkshake. Yeah.
Yes, it is hard though to mix vegetables into your smoothie because it makes it taste like shit. But I know that my smoothie is not too sugary because it tastes terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's that. If it's if you have to gulp it down and kind of hold your nose to do it.
yeah.
That's a good smoothie.
I've gotten used to it now over the years, but it
Yeah.
doesn't taste good. And when people see me making it, like my dad or somebody, he's like, "That doesn't look like the right color." And I'm like, "Yeah, because it tastes like shit, Dad."
Oh yeah, you
What do you put
recommended
in it?
something to spirulina or whatever.
Spirulina, which is an
Spirulina.
algae. Yeah, it's very
Which
good
tastes
for
like
you.
the
It's
earth.
good protein. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very earthy, but it makes your smoothie really green, like a deep, rich green, like you've dug into the moss of the field.
Is it? So it tastes like that's the way beets taste. They taste like the ground.
Yeah.
Smells. Yeah. I'm going out to dinner tonight. You're going there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go to dinner. I invited my mom out to dinner last night, and she turned me down because she wanted to watch Real Housewives alone. And I was like, "Oh, I could come over and watch Hacks with your new TV." And she was like, "I really just want to watch Real Housewives." And I knew this would happen. So she hangs up, and then, which was fine because like I get wanting to watch the show that you want to watch, and you just want to be alone. My dad was going out to play tennis or something. She was like had this whole night planned of like being alone and like
Yeah.
and she's like, "I'm sorry, Nick. We'll do it another." And I was like, "It's not a big deal. Like, it was just an offer, whatever." And I hang up the phone, and I was at Lauren and Matt's, and I was like, "I bet you anything she's gonna call back because Dad's gonna be like, 'Why won't you watch TV with Nick?'" And she calls me back. I missed it. I called her back twice. She didn't pick up. She missed me my call. But Lauren, I got a text from her when I got back to my house. What do you think the text said?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound like I didn't want to hang out. Come on over.
What do you think the first 3 words were?
Hey, Nick.
No, like blank, blank, blank. I blank, blank. I feel
bad.
yes. I feel bad. I can watch some Hacks with you. I don't have to watch Real Housewives. I can't even remember some episodes. I go, let me guess. Dad made you feel bad because you had a boundary. You're allowed to want to watch what you want to watch and be alone. I'm not mad, and you don't need to feel bad because I'm not upset. I'm not really interested in making you feel bad about things you want to do or things you don't want to do.
Good job.
And then she goes, "No, he didn't make me feel bad. I mean it. Come on out." I go, "I'm already home, but thank you." "Sorry." I
Oh,
said,
no.
"Don't be."
Now she's
I
tortured.
don't care. I said, "I don't
Spiraling.
care." I mean it's not that I don't care, but I'm not hurt. "Okay, you're so sweet. How are the kids?" I said, "They were feverish, so a little bratty, but ultimately great." No offense. And she goes, "Aw." And I go, "Look what I saw outside Lauren's house." So I wanted to share this with Besties because I sent it to Noah and Brian. I went on a tirade yesterday about how I get really anxious about moving, and I realized why. It's because I don't like watching movers have to sweat and finagle
Ruin
things
their bodies is what
and
I
ruin
really.
their ruin their
Crushing their
bodies.
bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw 2 men ruining
Oh,
their
no.
bodies trying to get this stove up these steps, and it was the most painstaking
God,
thing I've ever
lifting a
watched.
stove up steps is so
And
hard.
and I just wrote to Mom, "Triggered," and I sent these pictures of this guy struggling with a stove, and she goes, I kind of don't like that I like watching Housewives. I said, then watch something else or just enjoy what you like. I guess my problem is that I end up watching different ones and I can't stand some of them. And then I'm mad that I just wasted my time watching it. Gonna watch Frontline. That I like. Oh my God. It's about Trump. It's good. And Kamala. And I said, I hate watching him. I can't. This is true. I didn't realize that I don't watch Donald Trump talk ever. Like, I'm not kidding you. The second he starts talking, I whip away from it. I don't watch anything on TV. I ask people to change the channel. I know that about myself just in day to day. I didn't know that I'd literally not heard him talk for more than maybe 2 sentences for over 6 years now.
Wow.
Or 8 years, because definitely it started in 2016. So it's 8 years until I watched the debate the other night and I heard him talk for like, you know, because I was like, I gotta watch the debate. I just have to. Nikki, I know you don't want to, but you would do it. And I was laughing so hard because he's such an idiot. And I was laughing. I was like, Chris, I can't believe what he just said. And I was quoting him and he's like, yeah, where have you been? This is the way he talks. I'm like, I realize I have not heard anything he said. I've only read quotes because I avoid it. So if you really want to, you can truly sit out anyone you want. If I'm able to sit out the most loud person and not hear anything they've said, because the other night, sorry to keep this show going, the other night, Bill Dixon, my friend, was talking about how his Twitter is just filled with like people dying and like people getting shot or, you know, people, you know, touching the third rail and being electrocuted, someone's head being cut off. Like, it's just like so. And I go, you don't need to watch it. And he was like, no, it just shows up. And I go, no, you don't. I go, Bill, you don't need to be watching beheadings or like people dying.
Why is that coming up on his feed?
Because that's what comes up on people's feeds a lot, and because he's watched it, and it gets
he's engaging with it, so it's coming up even more.
So he must, yeah.
But he's claiming that he's not
engaged.
Yeah,
please send more of these.
Go. He made it sound like he's like being forced to watch these things, and I'm like, no, you actually. It is true that what is being served to you on your as you scroll is based on like they're trying to target you and they're trying to put things in front of your face. You don't need to watch them. I scroll past things all the time very quickly because I don't want to see what I think is about to happen. Yeah. And so stop making excuses.
You don't have to open Twitter at all.
You don't. I've never opened Twitter. I have thousands and thousands of followers. I have hundreds of thousands of followers, maybe close to 500,000. I don't even know, but I don't go on there anymore because it's a fucking cesspool. Like, don't say to me that you're stressed out because of all the things you're reading. You get to curate it. You don't have to pay. And as soon as, listen, I was getting tons of baby stuff sent to me because I was sending it to Noah and Kirsten. And it got to the point where I was like, it's almost shaming me for not having a baby. And I don't want any of this shit anymore. Like, it's not helping me. I don't need to know how to swaddle a baby. I don't need to know how to make a baby stop crying. And so I went to the top of the little ... and I said, stop sending me this content. I don't like the content I'm getting. And you can
now it just sends you clocks.
Now it sends me cats. No, you can really tell it not to. So don't act like you're a victim to what's being put up in front of you. Do not watch violence. Do not keep like feeding this into your brain. It's really bad for your brain. If Trump makes you mad, don't watch him. Yeah. Like that, like, I know you got to pay attention at some point, but read about it. Like, don't just Bill being like, man, I see so much violence all the time. I'm like, because you're watching it. And he's like, no, it's showing up. Nothing just starts playing right away violently. You truly have to wait and watch it. So scroll past. That's my advice. Thanks for listening. Nice. Don't be Come to see my show. NikkiGlaser.com/tour for tour. And Lauren, thank you for being here. Thank you. And making my wardrobe look way better than it had ever looked on me. It's honestly upsetting. We'll see you next week. Bye.